Okay. Okay, we're good? So, as you see, it is a regular weekday lunchtime here at Dynasty, and we're so grateful to our host here. Thank you to Jeffrey and to the entire team. Thank you to the Chinatown Business Association and to all of the businesses and residents in Chinatown who make this not only a thriving community for the city of Boston, but really the beating heart for a regional New England hub for culture and cuisine and family. This is a community that is very special to me and very special to so many whose families can trace their heritage and their culture back to other places around the world, but still find that taste of home, find that sense of community and family here every single day. We want to make sure that as we're standing here, the actions that we're taking are supporting continuing the vitality of Chinatown and of neighborhoods throughout the city of Boston and beyond. And that's why I'm so proud to be joined by so many who are working every day to make that happen. Thank you to our Chief of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion, Shogun Itawu. Thank you to Chairman Aaron Michaelwitz of the State House, and to all of our colleagues in the state legislature who've worked so hard to be able to help make today's announcement possible. I know we're going to be joined in a little bit by State Senator Liz Miranda as well. And I bring greetings from city councilors, particularly City Councilor Brian Worrell and our colleagues, City Council President Ruth Lujan, and all those who helped move some legislation at the city level to advance and create more opportunities for restaurants in addition. I want to recognize, and you'll hear shortly from Helen Chen, who's the Vice President of the Chinatown Business Association, Steve Clark, who is the President and CEO of the Massachusetts Restaurant Association, and as I mentioned, Jeffrey Yu, who is the business owner here at Dynasty. Our small businesses make Boston, Boston. They make our kids excited and happy. They keep our families nourished and complete. They keep our sidewalks busy. Our chicken salad sandwiches made just right, or dim sum with community members at the perfect moment. Like Dynasty, each of our small businesses has a story. Families who are building something that they can pass down, neighbors pouring their savings and their dreams into a storefront, friends finally taking a swing at something they've always wanted to do to improve their community. But the one thing that every one of our small businesses and our restaurants have in common, it's really, really hard work. Running a small business is no easy feat, and that's a big reason behind why I got into city government to begin with, to throw the weight of City Hall behind our small businesses, and in many cases, get out of their way to do what we need to do to make our communities healthier, stronger, and more vibrant. As a former small business owner myself, who then found my way to working under Mayor Menino, in my very first assignment in City Hall was to try to take down barriers to permitting, make it easier for restaurants to open, and then even pave the way for food trucks to operate in our city. For these 15 years that I've had the chance to be involved in city government, I've been very excited and grateful to see steps taken to help grow our vibrant food and restaurant scene here in Boston. We've partnered with the MRA and our state legislators along the way, and our counselors and colleagues across the community. On the city council, I sponsored and passed BYOB legislation to help small restaurants who couldn't afford a liquor license. I remember having those conversations with Steve way back in the day. And at every step, we've looked to try to expand and listen to our business owners to understand what else might be needed. I'm so proud that our administration has continued to make it easier to open and run a small business here in Boston. And with the partnership and leadership of our state delegation, led by our colleagues here today, we're taking a big step to make it even easier. Businesses who have beer and wine licenses can soon apply for all alcohol licenses to convert that and then offer a full menu to their customers grounded with this new revenue source. That's in addition to the 225 new liquor licenses that started going out and became available earlier this year because of record landmark legislation through a city council home rule petition and state legislation that introduced the most new liquor licenses to Boston since Prohibition. As we roll out these licenses, we're taking care to make sure all of our neighborhoods benefit. Because a liquor license is more than just a piece of paper. It's a game changer. It can double a corner shop's revenue. It can help a family build wealth. It can turn a restaurant with an empty back room into the newest open mic stage. 195 of the new licenses are neighborhood specific. That means that a Black-owned restaurant in Mattapan, like Blue Mountain Jamaican restaurant, or a family-run taqueria in East Boston, has the same shot at getting one of these licenses as a bistro on Boylston Street or a restaurant or bar in the Seaport. There are still plenty of licenses available across our communities, and so we really want to make sure that if you are a small business in one of these neighborhoods, or if you are an entrepreneur, or if you have a dream and an idea that you've always wanted to bring a new restaurant into your community, please learn more, reach out to the city, and get involved to apply. I wanted to just be very specific on that point because there are certain neighborhoods that have more licenses available and certain neighborhoods where we have seen new concepts getting approved. East Boston, for example, has had so many new licenses given out already with restaurants who have been in the pipeline and ideas and excitement. So we want to encourage every other neighborhood also to get involved. For example, in Roslindale, there are still 5 of these new licenses available. In West Roxbury, 9 licenses. In Charlestown, 9 licenses. In Mattapan, 9 liquor licenses. In Roxbury, 6 are available. And in Dorchester, although they're tied to specific zip codes in Dorchester, so it kind of varies depending on where you are, from Grove Hall or Fields Corner, Ashmont, etc. But overall in Dorchester, 25 additional licenses just waiting to become 25 new restaurants or expanded concepts at our existing spaces. We want you to join the ranks of those restaurants who have already been benefiting from these new liquor licenses and giving back to their communities. Boston Pickle Club in Hyde Park, Just Bookish, a literary gathering space in Dorchester, Sweeties in Roslindale, El Jardín in East Boston, Jadu in Jamaica Plain, which is a cafe by day, a wine bar by night, and a community space around the clock. We can't wait to see all of these additional spaces open up. Small business owners with liquor licenses have the opportunity to create new jobs for our residents, to grow their profits, and to build community for all of our neighbors. We need to come together to support our local businesses in a moment when the current federal administration is working to drive our communities apart and to make it harder in just about every way, undercutting our small businesses, imposing tariffs designed to help billionaires and hurt our residents. But at the city level and with our partners at the state, we're working to build a Boston where you don't have to track down the right person at the right level of government to figure out how to open up and get your business going. Our goal is a Boston where City Hall comes to you, and it makes sense when they show up. So, business owners, please also know that our licensing board has been working hard to streamline the process for you. You can apply for a license before you even have a physical location for your business. There's some great video resources available on the website, and our team is happy to answer any questions and walk anyone through applying for a license. Every liquor license granted, every new storefront opened up, every business that is bustling and full of customers and community is another step towards a Boston that's a home for everyone. So thank you for coming, and thank you to all of our small business owners who are making this work possible every day, and especially thank you to Dynasty for hosting us. Okay, a quick summary en español. Buenos días y gracias. Todas nuestras empresas pequeñas tienen una historia. Familias creando algo que puedan dejar a la próxima generación. Vecinos usando sus ahorros y espíritu a un frente. Amigos tratando de lograr un sueño. Pero hay una cosa que todos tienen en común. Encargarse de una empresa pequeña es muy, muy difícil. Es una gran razón porque me metí en gobierno municipal para arreglar el proceso de permisos, para poner el peso de ayuntamiento detrás de nuestras pequeñas empresas y salir de su camino. Y estoy orgullosa de que nuestra administración, con todos los líderes al nivel municipal y estatal, hayan seguido facilitando la apertura y gestión de las pequeñas empresas aquí en Boston. Hoy estamos dando un gran paso para hacerlo aún más fácil. Las empresas que tienen licencias de cerveza y vino pronto podrán solicitar licencias de alcohol y ofrecer un menú completo a sus clientes. Eso se suma a las 225 nuevas licencias que comenzamos a distribuir a principios de este año. Muchas de las nuevas licencias están restringidas por vecindario, de modo que un bar con dueños negros en Matipán o una taquería familiar en East Boston tengan la misma oportunidad que un bistro en la Boylston. Entonces, dueños de negocios, nuestra Junta de Licencias ha estado trabajando duro para agilizar el proceso para ustedes. Incluso pueden solicitar una licencia antes de tener una ubicación física para su negocio. Tienen algunos excelentes videos de recursos en su página digital y estarán encantados de responder a cualquier pregunta y guiarlos a la solicitud de una licencia. Gracias por venir y gracias a todos los propietarios de pequeñas empresas que están haciendo de Boston un hogar para todos. Y gracias de nuevo a Dynasty por recibirnos. Okay, now I'd like to pass it on to a partner, a dear friend, and someone who is fighting for Boston and the Commonwealth, who was key to making sure that this announcement could pass through legislation at the State House, Chair Aaron Michaelwitz.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to Jeffrey and Jason for hosting us, and to Helen as well. It's lovely to hear that dining room bustling right now with people. Makes us feel good about how our businesses are doing here down in Chinatown. And as the state representative of the 3rd Suffolk District, you know, I have a lot of roles up at the State House, but being the state rep of that district, obviously I have a number of restaurants in my district, representing the North End, representing Chinatown, the South End. I think I have the most liquor licenses in the state or in the Commonwealth in anybody's one district. And so, you know, this discussion about liquor licenses and about how important those are to economic growth, how important restaurants are to economic growth, is a real one for my district and for the city as a whole. You know, we have continued to have these conversations about liquor license reform here in the Commonwealth. We've taken steps. We made a great step last year with the additional liquor licenses that we put into the city of Boston and the zip codes throughout the city. But we also wanted to do another small step by doing this piece that we did in the state budget. And I'm very thankful for the mayor and for her team for taking the baton and running with it immediately. I think we signed the budget July 4th, and we're already having this conversation before the end of July. So I appreciate the effort and the energy that's being put behind this. We know exactly, you know, what the difference is between having just a beer and wine and having a full liquor license is, and what kind of opportunities that provides our restaurants, what opportunity it provides our restaurant workers and everyone and all the revenue that is generated from that. We wanted to make sure with this piece that we give a further opportunity, we lower the barrier, and we continue to level the playing field amongst the entire city and amongst the entire Commonwealth. This option is open to anybody to do across the Commonwealth. The city of Boston has been the first one to take the baton. Like I said, they obviously are the biggest partner in this conversation, but this is something that every city and town will have the option to be doing based off the legislation that we passed. You know, I think that it gives folks that necessarily, it gives folks another chance, another option, another opportunity to expand their business, to provide more for their business, and it's something that we hope will have an impact. It may seem small, it may look like a small fix or a small change, but it could have a major impact for many of our restaurants here in the city. So I'm very excited that we are talking about this. We're moving this in the next step, and we're going to continue to have these conversations about what liquor licenses mean here in the Commonwealth and here in the city. But we've taken some great steps over the last year and a half, and I'm very proud of the partnerships that we've been having, not just with the mayor, but with the city council and all our city partners as well. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mayor, again, for your continued support and continued support of the restaurant community, particularly in my district. I'm very thankful for that, and we will continue to work with the city going forward. I want to thank my colleagues in the legislature. Obviously, Senator Miranda just joined us, and I'm thankful for the governor for signing this as quickly as she did and giving us a running head start in relation to this. So thank you for having me, and I think I'll turn it back to the mayor to introduce other people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. So now I'd like to bring up our partner on the state Senate side. Senator Miranda was key and was the champion fighting for the liquor license home rule petition to move through and to make sure that these 225 licenses would go directly into our neighborhoods and make a real difference. So thank you so much, Senator Miranda.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little late. It's a rainy day out there, but just one of the things I want to say, I really want to thank my partners in government, both at the city level, the House of Representatives, and also the Senate. When we did this bill, was it November, December last year? I'm sure. It was more than just liquor licenses. We all know that when a restaurateur opens their business, which is one of the hardest businesses to open, it's about a dream. It's about providing something for a community. And we know it's about equity and justice. And so I'm super excited to be here today to be furthering that mission. We already are providing 225 licenses across 13 neighborhoods. We already have these community-based licenses and these transferable licenses. But this new policy shift will also encourage those that have beer and wine licenses to be able to opt in, to have an easier way to be able to have this sort of American dream where they can add to their bottom line. So I just wanted to be here today in Chinatown and just, it's not my district, but to just be able to double down that every neighborhood in the city of Boston, across the 22 plus, 23, 24, depending on the day, that they have a chance to be able to further their businesses and further their community access to great restaurants and liquor licenses. So just, I'll pass it on back to the mayor, but just wanted to be here to double down that we're in this together. We're working through this together, and anybody that wants to be able to add this to their bottom line, we're going to be here to support them along the way. Thank you.
So now I'd like to bring up our business owner, Jeffrey and Helen from the Chinatown Business Association.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey Yu. I'm the owner of Dynasty. And I would like to first thank Michelle Wu, Mayor Michelle Wu, for allowing this to happen, along with Aaron Michaelwood. And as a community, we strive to try, as a restaurant, we try to strive to basically take care of everybody. And because we're in the Chinatown community, everybody works very late, and it's very hard for them to enjoy a good cuisine and a place to drink. And because of this license, we hope that we'll attract more customers along with their lifestyle, and hopefully it will bring a better grade to this community. And that's all from me. Sorry. Helen?
Hi, my name is Helen Chan. I'm representing from the Chinatown Business Association. I'm the vice president. I want to take this opportunity to thank our mayor, Michelle Wu, for this great opportunity for our community, for Dynasty as a small business family-owned restaurant. And also I want to thank State Representative Michael Aaron Michael, sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I have a. But I wanted to thank this opportunity for this great opportunity and for the great support for our community of Chinatown. They're always here for us. Whatever we need, they're here to support us. And this is a great opportunity. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
And thank you again, because we're here today and we get to see a little view of how much the community comes together and how busy all of our businesses in Chinatown are on a regular basis, but they're thriving because of the behind the scenes work that Helen and the Business Association do. They call when trash needs to be picked up faster, or there's an issue, or we need to come out and support, and just so appreciate your partnership and all that you do. Okay, now I will pass it over to our chief, Chief Shogun Itawu, who will tell you exactly how many days he's been on the job, I'm sure, of economic opportunity and inclusion, who's been steering these initiatives and making sure we're doing the big things downtown and in our neighborhoods, because all of that feeds into a more vibrant economy for the entire city and region.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. I mean, we're happy to be here. Shagun Idowu, for the last 1,305 days, I've had the pleasure of serving as the Chief of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion. Before I say anything else, I counted about 30 people not affiliated with this restaurant in this room alone. So in advance, I'm going to thank all of you for supporting our local economy by getting your lunch here before you leave here today. And I'll certainly be one of them. So where'd he go? But I'm grateful to be here. I want to thank all the partners that the mayor has mentioned, and I want to include a few more that are in the room with us earlier today. Nicole Obi, who's the president of the Black Economic Council of Massachusetts, was here. I have Eric Estevez from the Boston Main Streets Foundation, who's joining us today. And I also have to give a huge shout out to the Black Boston Hospitality Coalition, which was one of the community partners that pushed very heavily for this legislation to pass in the legislature, led by restaurants like Wally's and Mita, Grace by Nia, District 7 Tavern, but also now District 7 Cafe shortly, who helped make this possible. We have members of the EOI team that are here, Corrine Reynolds, who's leading Nightlife Economy. I saw Natalia Springer from our small business team, who worked with such folks in the community like Nick Korn to provide technical assistance to so many folks who now have their licenses today. And actually, there was a vote just a few short minutes ago with the Boston Licensing Board to approve 3 new community space licenses, Sorrel and Lime, American Repertory Theater, and Boston Center for the Arts. And so now there are 61 approved liquor licenses now on the streets, in our community spaces, in our restaurants to help bring our communities together. We have the fortune at the Economic Opportunity and Inclusion Cabinet of serving 18,000 small businesses here in the city, all of whom are employing 125,000 people, generating $28 billion every single year. And 11% of those businesses are restaurants and our bars, and they are doing so much to uplift this economy. Every time the mayor stands up, the governor stands up, every time I stand up and talk about the strength and resilience of the Boston economy in particular, one of the strongest economies post-COVID, it's a result of a lot of it a result of our small businesses. Our team, at the direction of the mayor, has been working since last September, when this legislation was passed and was signed by the governor, to ensure that we're making it as easy as possible to obtain one of these 225 liquor licenses. And so our licensing team, led by Kathleen Joyce, who's also the chair of the licensing board, have been working with Alicia Porcena, the director of small business, Corrine Reynolds, director of Nightlife Economy, and so many of our other partners across city government to do a whole lot, not only just ensuring that we're providing on-the-ground one-on-one support for folks who have questions. The licensing team literally sitting down with restaurant owners for hours at a time, not just to answer their questions, but help walk them through the application process. But we've also been in community. We've held several events working with city councilors across all of our neighborhoods to get this information directly into the hands of our residents and our small business owners to help encourage them to apply. And we're looking forward shortly to announcing a whole lot more of these events that will be taking place between now and next year. And there's a whole range of other things that we've been doing as well as a city to make the process easier, to explain the process, and again, to ensure that we're getting folks from ideation to execution, to finally having this license in their hand. I will end by saying today is a very important day in American history. 233 years ago, July 31st, 1792, was when the cornerstone was laid at the foundation for what would eventually become the first U.S. mint. And so for the country, the reason why that's important is because, the mint, as we all know, they print money. So we needed that, post-revolution. But I was thinking a little bit about the fact of laying the cornerstone. And I think of our economy, especially here in the city of Boston. The cornerstone of our economy literally are our small businesses. When we talk about the vibrancy and all the excitement and everything that's happening in our city, what is laid at the foundation of all of that is the work that all of our small businesses are doing. And while liberty was secured on the battlefield, it was democracy that was debated and formulated in our places, in our pews, and in our pubs. And that certainly was true here in the city of Boston. So we're very excited to be standing here, not only encouraging so many more of our entrepreneurs and small business owners to take advantage of the licenses that are available, but to herald Chair Michaelwitz and the legislature for passing this legislation that allows those who are existing businesses with beer and wine licenses to work with us on the policy that we'll wind up implementing to ensure that all of them have access to these all-alcohol licenses, which enhances their profit margin, allows them to pay more to their workers, invest more in their businesses, provide benefits, and again, create the vibrancy that our neighborhoods are known for. So thank you all for being here.
And to close out our speaking program, I'd like to invite up Steve Clark of the Mass Restaurant Association, someone who's been at the table with us on many issues, and again, dating back more than a decade to conversations around BYOB, around making it easier for restaurants to have acoustic entertainment and to take down barriers, to bring new liquor licenses to the city, and now to help expand even more what's possible with our existing licenses. Thank you, Steve.
The role of the five hitter is to move the runners along, so I'll be very quick and move the runners along. First of all, I want to thank Jeffrey for opening up his doors at his restaurant. Restaurant owners are the hardest working people in any industry, so everywhere I go, as a representative of the industry, I have to shout out the restaurant owner. This is what it's all about, a bustling dining room happening across the city, happening across the Commonwealth. This is a true partnership with the state and the city, House, Senate, everyone coming together to give more opportunities for restaurant owners. And the city of Boston is truly open for business. There's an opportunity in every single neighborhood across the city to expand the restaurant footprint. Whether you're an existing operator with a beer and wine license and you want to make the business decision to upgrade to an all-alcohol license, whether you're an aspiring restaurant owner, you want to open up in West Roxbury or Rosendale, Roxbury, Mattapan, wherever you want to open up, whether you're an existing restaurant owner in other neighborhoods across the Commonwealth and you want to come into the city is a great place to do business. The city is bustling, and we're really happy with the efforts that Chief Duo has made with streamlining restaurant recruitment and the permitting process and everything that happens within the city. So this is a great opportunity, great collaboration of city and state officials, and we're really happy to play a small role in all of this happening. So thank you for having me.
Okay, any on-topic questions for anyone here? And I'll do off-topic outside so we can give this restaurant their space back as quickly as possible. Good. Okay, so the last thing I'll say, just to tie up all the details here with the official legislation and what's required. So because the state has passed this and it's now available for cities across the Commonwealth to opt in, there's still that final step where municipalities have to pass the very simple opt-in language. And so we will be filing that ordinance with the City Council that just says we're officially opting into this new ability to expand beer and wine into full alcohol, and that will happen in the next few days. All right, thank you, everyone.